This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Yo, what up, though, people? Like to welcome you back to the Keep It a C Note podcast. As always, I am your boy Brown. To the left of me, we got
Your boy John.
John. What up, though?
What's good?
I can't call it. We got a big week in football. Wish Vito was here so y'all could do a little beefing live on air. But shout out to Vito. I know you going to say something during this episode that's going to make Vito go back and forth with you anyway.
That's cool.
You know what I mean? So shout out to everybody that's tuned in. If this your first time tuning in, salute to you. Do us a favor. Please hit the sub button, the like button, and the bell so you can stay notified when we drop new content. And don't be afraid to leave a comment. If you agree with something, disagree with something, want to correct us on something, or if you want to just call one of us a Oouuber, let us know in the comments. Just make sure you keep it a C note. And make sure you share this video with someone that likes to talk sports and entertainment just like you so that we can all talk that talk together. Funniest thing I've seen all week, the Jets have opened the 21-day window for Aaron Rodgers to practice and possibly come off of IR. 3 months after tearing his Achilles, they continue to run this movie like it's a chance that Aaron Rodgers is going to play this season. I think that's their way of motivating the people, but we really got to stop with this movie. If Aaron Rodgers really thinks he can go out there after 3 months, I know they said he had a different type of surgery. I don't care what type of surgery he had. If he's that crazy, and he about to turn 40, if he's that crazy to even attempt something like that. But I believe it's a movie, me personally, to get them to win or to keep their spirits up because no actuality, he'll be coming back for nothing because I don't got them as a playoff team. Well, what's your thoughts on the Jets opening up the window for Aaron?
I'm actually glad. I hope his ass does come back. Pause. The New York Jets, man, they are in need of a quarterback bad. Their quarterbacks are horrible. Tim Boyle, trash.
Yeah.
Wilson, trash. I'm sorry, but if he has a chance to come back to bring some life back to the Jets, I'm all for it. I'm not sure about the innovations in medicine right now and how quickly he could come back. But if he could come back, I think it'll be good for the team. It'll be good for the fans out there. And like you said, it could be part of a motivational type scheme to get those guys out there really playing because they do got some talent out there. It's just that quarterback is trash. But I would actually like to see him back out there this season. I mean, it just brings, I don't know, a different light to football. We need that right about now. So.
Here's my thing about it, right? And I know the Jets need some type of hope, some type of savior because their quarterbacks stink. But let's not act like last year Aaron Rodgers was that ball in Green Bay. He wasn't that ball last year. He was already falling off. So you're going to add Aaron Rodgers off an Achilles injury in 3-4 months. Knock it off, would you? I'm not falling for that move.
You don't think the system has something to do with that? You don't think players in certain type of offensive
That's
system?
the same system all them years. That was the same coach, same system.
He had that same offensive coordinator over there in Green Bay.
I'm not
all those years, but I don't know. I just think sometimes with a new venue, a new fresh faces, I don't know. Maybe things will change. And with all the talent that Garrett Wilson has, I don't know. I wanted to see that boy go out there and shine. And to me, Wilson and Boyle ain't give him that chance this season. I just think it's like talent getting flushed down the toilet over there. And I'm mad because I drafted the boy on fantasy.
Well, that's probably why you're a little angry.
Yeah.
What I will say is this, right? If you're a good receiver, it don't matter who your quarterback is. And a perfect example is a guy that gets overlooked all the time. He's never in the top 10 debates or nothing. I believe he's from Philly, too. DJ Moore. Every year in Carolina, you can't even think of who his quarterback was, and he still put up a stack every year. Even this year with Justin Fields, he's most explosive. I think they say he like lead the league in most 20-yard receptions and or plays over 20 yards as wide receiver. So with Garrett Wilson, because I had him in one of my fantasy football leagues too. If you good, you gotta get you still gotta find a way to get open, man.
That's true. I definitely agree with that. But do you think that the Jets would be in the same position that they are in now if they would have had Justin Fields at quarterback? And I think Garrett Wilson numbers might have been better.
If them niggas had who? Justin Fields. If the Jets had Justin Fields, their record would be the same record right now, man. Come on, man. Knock it off, would you? But listen, craziest thing I've seen all week. The Eagles, 10-1. Hosting the 49ers, who's 8-3. Right? The Eagles, 3-point underdogs. I don't understand what's going on with Vegas now. I know they trying to run the movie of San Fran is completely healthy. They just had 10 days off and all of that. But we got to relax with all of that, man. Come on with this movie, man. 3-point favorite San Fran at 8-3? Like, you got to be kidding me, man.
I think Vegas running up the numbers. There's something fishy going on. And like you said, I think it has something to do with them being, like, all healthy. Like, they got Debo back and everybody back. So
this is my whole thing, right? The Eagles ain't the same team from the championship. They ain't the same defense. But if I'm not mistaken, a lot of them dudes was healthy last year in the championship game and got knocked out, right? So coming in healthy means nothing. Can you get through the game being healthy? That's my whole thing. You know what I mean? The Eagles sent several dudes out last year. For sure, Purdy was out. Didn't they send Debo out?
Debo and the other quarterback out.
That's what I'm saying. Them dudes came in healthy. That didn't matter. They got sent out. You know what I mean? But I think that's disrespectful to the Eagles to be 10-1.
Well, see, I think it has something to do with the way that the 49ers have been winning their last few games and, like, the fashion that they have been. I mean, they beat Seahawks out 31-13, and they beat the Buccaneers by a lot. Then they beat the Jaguars before that.
Yeah, they beat all trash teams except for Jacksonville. Tampa Bay is trash. Yeah. Seattle is on a downslide. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's fool's gold.
I don't know. Vegas running up the numbers. And I ain't got no beef with the 49ers, but to me, from their fan base, it seems like they got more hate against the Eagles than the Eagles got hate against the 49ers.
Because y'all knocked all their players out last year. We did what
we had to do last year. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do the same thing on Sunday. I'm not going to talk trash. It is what it is. But, I mean, I'm going to let them get hype or whatever. But the point spread is just stupid. I don't get it. But, I mean, if the Vegas wants to rack up some money, let them do it. But
now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the Niners can't win this game.
Oh, they definitely
There's a good chance that they could win this game. But for them to be favorites in this game is definitely crazy.
But see, with the thing with the Eagles, it's like their last few games, it was a toss-up almost. Like
it don't matter. That's what I'm saying. I can see San Fran because the Eagles been shaky. San Fran getting a point. Getting 2 points, but for them to be given 3 points?
Yeah, I think that's crazy.
Like, you got to be kidding me. But let's talk power rankings going into week 13. Who's your top 5 teams coming into the week? Pause.
Number 1, of course, I got the Eagles.
Okay.
Number 2, I'm going to have to put KC.
Okay.
Number 3, I'm going to have to go Miami. Yeah, Miami. Number 4 and 5, that's going to be a tough one, bro. I would have to put San Fran.
Okay, at 4?
Yeah, at 4, and then Baltimore.
You got Baltimore at 5?
Yeah, but that's my top 5. That order might not be there, but that's definitely the top 5 power rankings.
Why would you have Baltimore at 5? Just asking. Why would all those teams be ahead of them?
Because to me, Baltimore, I don't know, they got sparks in the game where they just seem like they're able to score, and then other times, I don't know, they just seem like they don't got it together. And I mean, it's the same thing that happens with other teams. Eagles have the same thing, but to me, Baltimore to me just doesn't. I don't know. It just seems like they don't have it all together. They got a lot of the pieces, but it just seems like they're missing something. I don't know what it is.
Baltimore is that one team that they can be up like 20 and you still got to hold your breath because you never know if they're going to hold that lead.
Yeah.
To me, anyway.
And I definitely got faith in Miami. I don't know how far they're going to get, but I mean, I still think they're an offensive powerhouse.
Miami at 3 is scary, though. That's yikes. My top 5 at 5, I got Jacksonville. Jacksonville defense with the takeaways and all of that, they definitely get busy. They 8-3, so they still my top 5. At 4, I'm going Kansas City, 8-3. At 3, I'm going San Fran, they're 8-3. At 2, I'm going Baltimore. Baltimore, what, 9-3? I'm going Baltimore because they 9-3, but I feel the same way you do. Pause. I do believe that Baltimore is that one shaky team out of all the top teams right now. We got to say the Eagles, San Fran, Baltimore, and whoever else you want to take from the AFC. I would say, to me, I wouldn't trust Baltimore. They would be the most shaky team out of the top teams for me. You know what I mean? And I don't think Jacksonville is attacked. I mean, the way that the people are putting these teams up like elite. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, I would have them. And at 1, I got the Eagles 10-1. They definitely got to be the number 1 team in the league right now. Let's talk MVP ladder. Going into week 13, who's the top 3 players on your MVP ladder? Keep it a C note.
Number 1, of course, I'm gonna have Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
Number 2, I'm gonna put still Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
And number 3, I would probably have to go with Lamar Jackson. If Baltimore does do good, because to me, he's performing great. And like I said, that like they're always missing something.
Right.
I think it's something up with the wide receivers, and I don't think it's always him. If you go back and look at some of them games, them guys, they be dropping some good passes.
They do, but he fumbles. He got a fumble habit, man.
That's true, but if Baltimore's going to get anywhere, it's going to be because of Lamar Jackson, and if they do good far. I definitely got him like in an MVP.
That's good money. Me personally, at 3, I'm going CJ Stroud. I think the way the young boy been rocking for Houston, he's given they receivers awesome light. What's the kid now that's been getting busy?
Tank Dell.
He started getting busy now, but what's the first kid that was getting busy?
My man Nico Collins.
I
like how he established them. I like the chemistry between them too.
And then he be having Schultz rock too.
Yeah. And then even the bull Noah Brown, he shows up every now and then. Yeah. I do like CJ Stroud. He definitely
surprise team. And you know what's crazy? Cause I was just with my folks and their homie was on the phone arguing with somebody about CJ Stroud being a top 2 guy for MVP. And when he was stating all his reasons why CJ Stroud should be a top 2 person for MVP, I was like, damn, he kind of makes sense with some of the stuff he was saying. But he definitely got them guys hooping. For sure, if they make the playoffs, he should be MVP consideration. Number 2, I'm going Patrick Mahomes. I think what you just said about Lamar Jackson receivers in Baltimore, that's the problem Patrick Mahomes having. Patrick Mahomes right now, he might be like 10-1 with the Eagles if he had better receivers. Just one better receiver because you can't just give it to Kelsey.
True.
Them other guys, they can't catch. Now, you got the boy Rice.
Rashid Rice.
He here and there, but he hit a miss. He don't got a consistent guy every week when he had Tyreek Hill. He don't got that number 2. Kelsey is his 1, but he don't got a 2. And they drop a lot of passes.
Valdez, Scantling,
Yeah. And my number one would be Jalen Hurts right now. Them guys getting busy. I think they said he like undefeated in games where he's trailed this year. So yeah, he been coming back and all that. Um, my only concern with the Eagles is how they keep not the Eagles, but the media keeps trying to point to this little injury with Hurts. Have you heard anything about it? Like something with his leg has been bothering him the last couple of weeks.
I've read a small article on that. I only seen like one or two articles about it, but yeah, I
I
haven't.
don't I don't like when stuff like that happen because then it just seems like that always pops up like around playoff time.
Because if something happens with the Eagles, you know that story is going to get blown up even more, though. Like,
Yeah, but I mean, for a couple weeks they was asking him, and he was saying he was fine. But I think then it came out like something he tweaked something in his leg, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that's my top three. Who y'all got on y'all MVP ladder right now, going into week 13? Keep it a C note. Let's pick some games. We got Denver Broncos. They're on a 5-game winning streak. They're at Houston to play CJ Stroud and the Texans. Keep it a C note. Who wins this game?
I got Houston.
Yep, I'm going Houston as well. Shout out to that. We got the Atlanta Falcons at the New York Jets. Keep it a C note. Who wins this game?
It's like trash on trash. But if I had to pick a game, I'm going with the Jets, bro, over Atlanta. Yep.
I'm scared to say Atlanta's like every week I say Atlanta, they lose. And when I don't pick them, they win. But I can't go with no Boyle or none of them guys. I'm going Atlanta. Let's go Detroit Lions, fresh off a loss at the New Orleans Saints. Keep it a C note. Who wins this game?
Definitely not New Orleans. Until they get their quarterback situation straight, I don't know. Detroit gonna whoop their ass. I'm sorry.
Shout out to that. Detroit should win. I'm picking Detroit as well. Here's the drum roll game. San Francisco 49ers at the Philadelphia Eagles. San Fran is 3-point favorites to win the game, but keep it a C note. Who wins this game?
Oh, no doubt, Philly. Hands down.
Shout
out to Sheed and Vito. I'm following y'all on IG, and I see the posts that y'all be posting. It's kind of disrespectful to us Eagles, but I ain't gonna say nothing until after the game, and I hope you watch.
Yeah, oh, they definitely just seen that.
Damn.
Big John has
I'm
spoken.
seeing all these memes and shit about the Eagles. Like, come on, Sheed.
Sheed and them still heartbroken.
They must be what it is.
And shout out Sheed and Vito. They wasn't that heartbroken when we beat them in the championship game. They wasn't. They was mad, and we won the Super Bowl. They more mad at losing to y'all than us.
Every other week, I just see San Fran this, San Fran that. But all of a sudden, coming up against the Eagles, they bashing the Eagles. I was like, y'all ain't bash all them other teams. Y'all was just rooting for y'all squad. But it's cool, though.
Yeah, they got something personal against y'all. Let's do fantasy football. Start them, sit them, keep it a C note. Give me one player you starting.
I'm starting 2 players off of Indiana, Josh Downs and Michael Pittman. They're guaranteed for me starts going against the Tennessee Titans, hands down.
Okay, shout out to that. I know the Cleveland Browns got a mean defense, but I'm starting Kyron Williams from the Rams, my boys, against Cleveland. I think McVay has found his favorite running back since Todd Gurley, the running back. McVay only wants a running back he can use like Gurley. If he can hand it to you 20-something times a game and you can catch 7, 8 catches out the backfield, but not just catch little dink and dunks, like he wants running backs that run route. I think he's found his running back since Todd Gurley.
And you know who else I think is going to be a start, even though we just talked about him, is going to be Rashee Rice, Kansas City going against Green Bay. I think he's going to get off this game.
Yeah, I almost started to say, and I wanted to ask you what you feel about that, about this pause. Christian Watson is looking like his numbers are starting to climb the last 2 weeks. I started to say starting because I know it probably will be a game, it'll be a shootout. But I know whenever they just played their last game, he scored, he got in the end zone, he had more targets and all that. What you think about Christian Watson?
I like Christian Watson, but I also like the other young boy they got, the boy Reed.
Reed?
Yeah, Reed. He's starting to shine these last few weeks. And I think that opens up the field a lot. And I think it complements both of them. The same thing, I would start Calvin Ridley this week, only because when Zay Jones comes back, Calvin Ridley plays better.
Right.
Yeah, so I just think it opens up the field a little bit better, more for him. So, yeah.
Okay. How about give me somebody that you sitting this week?
Huh. Let's see. Ooh,
My sit, we already talked about him. I'm sorry. I know he had a good game last week, and I got him on one of my rosters, but I'm sitting Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson against the Falcons.
I know they only playing the Falcons, but I'm sitting him, and we ain't gonna act like whatchamacallit, just one player, the defensive player of the week over there recently beat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I'm sitting bull Drake London from Atlanta against that.
I thought about him too. Yeah, shout out to that, because I thought about Drake London too. Might want to sit a little bit of everybody in that game. Maybe Bijan might get off. But let me ask you this, though. Would you start DeAndre Swift against San Fran?
Absolutely. DeAndre, he's a beast, bro. And I seen, like, even on fantasy, when I look at his matchup and these teams only allow a certain amount of yards and fantasy points against certain players, Swift is a different type of animal. I'm sorry. And I don't really like to look into like the defensive stats, because that bull, if he's not going to be able to run through y'all, he's going to be a pass catching back that's going to be able to juke out and still get his numbers off.
Yeah, sometimes it seems like they don't give him enough attention. That's what be annoying me. Like some weeks is like, if he get the ball, he get the ball.
And I hate that about the Eagles too. That because you don't know what week, what star player. I mean, AJ Brown, of course, but like whatever other players.
But even what's his name, Gainwell, he be taking snaps from DeAndre too.
Yeah.
And I'm confused why the Eagles got Penny.
I don't know why.
I don't understand why they got him if they didn't intend to play him. But let's talk NBA. The NBA season is little over a month old, right? Mm-hmm. Have you seen anything that you didn't expect, or what have you learned so far from the first month and week or two of the NBA? Keep it a C note.
I will say this. I'm proud of the Sacramento Kings.
Okay.
Like, 'cause they have been balling, and I don't think that they get the recognition that they deserve. Since De'Aaron Fox came back from his injury, they have been balling. Right. They're probably one of the best California teams out there. Because they play as a unit. And then there's like no star players on that squad. I mean, it's De'Aaron Fox, but there's like no ball hogs. You don't see like that ego tripping over there. So, I mean, that's one thing I noticed. And of course, as the Sixers been balling.
Okay. Yeah, shout out to that.
Definitely.
Shout out to the Sixers. Shout out to you saying Sacramento Kings. You mentioned the De'Aaron Fox coming back. He's been hooping. He recently had 40 in the game. But what I've noticed with the Kings is you can't take them serious until they get another player. Sabonis can't be your second option. Because even though Sabonis got to be the guy to hustle and you get 12 to 14 points from him, or if he busts out with a 20-something point game. But other than that, Sabonis, he don't got no lift. And against taller players, he misses a lot of layups. You know what I mean? And to me, to be a second option, you got to be able to keep the team afloat when the first option is not there. And I think, again, Sabonis is a good role player, but on most, I think in order for them to be taken serious, he's got to be the third option.
What about Malik Monk?
I like Malik Monk, but he come off the bench. He's the spark off the bench. I'm talking about you need another guy in your starting lineup that's guaranteed going to get you a dub. Because every night Malik Monk ain't going to come in and get you 20, 26 points a game.
Yeah, he does come off the bench, and I do see him sometimes as an ISO player. But what I noticed from Sacramento, they're like a play executing squad. So like they run plays, and if you run that play right, you're gonna get buckets, and it's almost like.
But even last year, that was their problem when they got in the playoffs. They just let Sabonis dry to the paint and let the big man put his hands up, and he keep missing the bunnies. And he got lift like his dad.
True. So with that being said, I'm glad you said that because I wanted to get on Anthony Davis. I think what's he averaging, like 20-something points a game. I give him that. But his defense this year has been trash. Yes, in the beginning, I saw him as a blocking like beef. He was blocking shots left and right. But then y'all play Sacramento, and then little Sabonis schooled the shit out of him. He schooled the shit out of Anthony Davis. And I don't know what's going on in L.A. because L.A. is not going to be what they need to be until Anthony Davis starts balling.
Anthony Davis, it just seemed like he don't got that motor.
He don't. He looks like he's just unmotivated. He's just going down the court. If he get dunked on, he get dunked on. If he get laid, he just doesn't care to me. He doesn't even try to retaliate, get back.
But it seemed like a lot of them guys aren't motivated. I don't know why. It just don't seem like they play what they all no more. That's just, you know what I mean? You got certain, that's why I like somebody like De'Aaron Fox so much, because every night he going to go.
Yep.
He going to go every night. And even with the 40-point game, that was off of back-to-back. And, you know, it's rare that they get back-to-backs.
But my one thing is the NBA, y'all have to rescind Anthony Davis off that top 75. I'm sorry.
He not top 75. I don't got him top 75
he gotta go.
either. They messed up with that. Another thing that I've learned in the first month, well, it's not what I've learned, but it was verified. Bradley Beal still stealing money, still robbing teams. Traded to the Phoenix Suns. He's only played in 3 games. He's robbing everything in the NBA, man. Shout out Bradley Beal.
Phoenix Suns, I don't think are never going to be that team to reach that potential of what everybody thought they was. Because even when everybody is healthy, it's going to still take a meshing time for them to get used to playing with each other.
They never going to be able to stay healthy.
Because everybody's always hurt.
Another reason is because I learned this, especially with James Harden. Shout out James Harden. He finally had a good game. Yep. Shout out to Dame Lillard. He started off slow. He got hurt, but he's starting to hoop now. But my thing is this, especially with Dame Lillard and James Harden, how do you demand a trade off of a team and then come to the new team not in shape? And it's not just them. It's most of the NBA. These guys not coming into shape, but there's no way Harden is in China bad-mouthing Daryl Morey, but then he's telling you he need about 10 games to get in game shape, you know what I mean, in the season. And you're like, dude, what have you been doing? Or I seen it early with Dame, like one of the first games before he got hurt. He said, you know, I ain't been in shape, man. I ain't really been doing nothing. And I'm like, what? How you demand a trade, right?
You out of shape.
You out of shape. It's no way. Shout out LeBron James. How old is LeBron? 38?
38.
There's no way LeBron James at 38 comes into the league more in shape than James Harden and Damian Lillard, and both of these guys demanded trades in the offseason. What they done? I mean, I seen Dame on a podcast. I seen him dropping freestyles. You wasn't in the gym? Like, you got to be kidding me, man.
And I got to give a shout out, actually an apology out to some of these fans out there. I think I was being a little too harsh on LeBron. But LeBron, he's actually been trying. He's actually been balling. I feel bad for the Lakers, y'all. I do. That he's out there really struggling on his own. And I didn't really think that he had it in him to do like another year. But he's actually balling. He's balling, but to me, it's not enough for the league.
Shout out to LeBron. Shout out to whoever is running this whole thing, right? Because they have done everything within the last couple years to show us LeBron is the chosen one. You know what I mean? they've done everything. What he passed Kobe in Philly,
Yeah.
and then Kobe. Not that he passed away or nothing, but he passed Kobe in Philly, right? Then he passes Kareem for number one, and then you seen all the videos what they were saying. He passed it on the day where he was this, that, and now the new one is he lost to the Sixers by 44.
Yep.
And he's what, 30? He was 38, 333 days, just like Michael Jordan. Shout out to the powers that be. Y'all
that is crazy.
It's not crazy. They're letting us know that he was their chosen one.
I mean, it was exactly to the T how many days how old he was in the 38, in the same age as Jordan. For them to lose the same amount on the same, I don't know. That shit was crazy to me.
No, they're just letting us know. The powers that be are letting us know. Kareem, Mike, Kobe, all of them guys, LeBron is our chosen one. And that's why he recently said it, though, when he played that game in Miami. He said, I was chosen. You know what I mean?
And I heard on a podcast, too, he said some nonsense saying that the only person that can score on him in the post is Shaq. And I just thought that was a load of shit.
Yeah, call him Oouuber Jet.
Only Shaq can score on Brown in the post. Get the fuck out of here.
Charles Barkley says the Warriors are not a contender. Do you agree with that? Yes, no, keep it a C note.
Steph needs some help. They're not right now. They need to move some pieces. And you know what's crazy? I think if they would have... Look at what the Warriors would have been if they would have never got rid of Poole, but got rid of Draymond. Poole is one of those guys, he has talent, but he needs restrictions. He needs restraints on his game.
Right, so that's why you think Poole ain't been, because people thought Poole was going to be this guy over Washington.
I actually thought he was too, but he doesn't have the mentality to lead a team yet. Even though he was on that squad, I don't know if he was paying attention to Steph. If you look at Steph's workout and pre-games and all that, you figured, like, you being under this dude, you won a championship with this guy, that you would, like, pick up some of his traits.
Right.
No, it's not like that over there in Washington. But I think if he was still in Golden State and you would have got rid of Draymond or something, I think that they would have been in a better position. To me, Clay, he has not stepped up to the plate at all this year.
Yeah, Clay might be done, man.
Yeah, I think he's done. He's been a ghost this year. So
I agree with Charles Barkley. They not a contender.
Nope.
And the way this team is looking, if they so happen to make the playoffs, because right now they not looking like, you already got Chris Paul's out, Draymond them this time. But if this team so happens to make the playoffs, I think they may be an early exit in the playoffs. And that's because lack of talent, and early in the season, Steph has to do so much just to be in games. That's why I don't think the Lakers make the playoffs. And if they do, they might be one and done, because LeBron damn near has to save them every night.
Yep.
And he's burning himself out early in the season. Now, let me ask you this before we get out of here. Shout out to the Sixers. You mentioned the Sixers. I was just talking about duos. Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid right now lead the league. They're the highest scoring duo in the league, right?
Yeah.
But keep it a C note. Is Tyrese Maxey really a number two? Yes, no. Let me know.
Y'all might need to call me an Uber for what I'm about to say, but Tyrese Maxey to me sometimes could be the number one option. I'm sorry, bro. Like, he's just that boy. He's good at creating his own shot. He's good at passing, dishing it out. And I just don't think he like forces and rushes anything. And I just think he plays into the flow of his game. And he does make a lot of the players around him better. And but with him and Embiid, I think it's like 1-2, 2-1. To me, it goes hand in hand. But of course, I mean, for who Embiid is, of course, he's definitely going to be the number one option. But I have no problem with Maxey being that bull on the Sixers, because he is. And that's the reason why they are that number one scoring duo, because he got that confidence this year.
Here's my thing, and you and the Sixers fans may be a little upset at what I'm about to say.
Okay.
Without Joel Embiid this year, 0-2. and both games was just like throwaway games. Against Minnesota, Tyrese Maxey had 16 points. They was getting blown out most of that game. Recently, against New Orleans, they lost that game. Maxey had 33, but most of that was garbage points because they were down 15 at least most of the game. And that's what worries me, that when Joel Embiid ain't been there them 2 games, it's like that team ain't, you don't even take that team serious. Both games they've been down by at least 17 leaving the first quarter.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that teams need like 2 big scoring big men, but when Embiid is not in the game, that's a big centerpiece that the Sixers are missing.
Yeah, but
he's not.
Here's my other reason for that. What worries me is because if Tyrese can't operate the team and make them a productive team while Embiid is not there, we already know what's going to happen in the playoffs. We already know it's going to be games where Joel Embiid is on the court, but he's not there. He disappears. So if Tyrese Maxey is already showing me in the regular season that he can't even keep, like I said, 33 points is good. Most people say it's good, but it's all coming in garbage time. If you down by 15 most of the game. You see them, neither one of these games where he's had the opportunity to be the number one, none of them games have been competitive. Neither one of them.
Yep.
So that worries me until I can see him show me that. I don't know if but together, of course they're going to be unstoppable because Joel is unstoppable and you got to pick your poison almost like Dame and Giannis.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So together, yeah, but what I'm worried about is when Joel Embiid has them lapses where he disappears, what is Tyrese Maxey going to do? Because I don't want to see 30 and you lost by 12 and you was down the whole game. That's my whole thing.
Yeah. And I can actually agree to that. Joel Embiid right now, he is definitely a superstar in the league. And when you have that missing superstar off of the Sixers, I mean, Maxey, I wish he would play a lot better. But other than that, who do we have? It's just Tobias Harris.
No, but what I'm saying is when you're the number 2 guy on the team, if I don't want to say Denver because they got multiple pieces, but it would be like if Jokic is not out, Jamal Murray is still going to make the team competitive. You see what I'm saying? Not just get his. Tyrese Maxey saying he's Joel out. He's getting his. He averaged 24 and a half in them 2 games he's out. He's getting his, but the games, you see what I'm saying? He's not holding it down like a number 2 should. That's my thing.
Yeah.
But, before we get out of here, you got anything else?
Yeah, man. I don't know if y'all as frustrated as me with the NFL, with this running back situation, but I'm getting sick and tired of seeing a running back get the ball all the way downfield just to get subbed out around the 10, 15, 20-yard line for somebody else, the backup running back, and that backup running back will go in and score that touchdown. After that other running back did all that work for you. Like Emmitt Smith, Marcus Allen, all them running backs back in the day, you try to pull them out the game when they're like almost at the 10-yard line or something and they driving down the field. Like, I'm starting to hate this 2 running back.
It's not the 2 running back thing, though. It's gambling. It's gambling, man. And to me, they all in it together. Like, ain't nothing worse than when all right, say a team is up. Mm-hmm. We up 3 and we can run the timeout, right? Uh-huh. We run it up the middle and get to the 1-yard line and just fall down and run. Patrick Mahomes has done it. He did it a couple weeks ago, early in the season, where he messed a lot of people money up, they tickets, because of the point spread. You had the time McVay was down by like 10 and he kicked the field goal. It's all about money, man. That's why you see a dude like y'all got. Everybody might got him to get a touchdown and he get him all the way down to the 1-yard line and then his Gainwell or his Hurts getting the
and I hate that shit. Like right now, like you ask like Pittsburgh Steelers, who's your running back? Like they have like a 2 running back system. And it's almost like what happened to the halfback fullback situation? Fullbacks are like completely
There's
gone.
no fullbacks.
So fullbacks are gone. So now we just went to the double halfback.
Or sometimes they use the tight ends as the fullback. But yeah, I'm telling you, man, that be for gambling purposes, man.
Vegas is racking up, bro.
I mean, that's all Vegas is about. But you got anything else?
No, that's it.
About to wrap this episode up, people. We definitely appreciate everybody for tuning in. Again, if this your first time tuning in, salute to you. Do us a favor, please hit the sub button, like button, and the bell so you can stay notified when we drop new content. Don't be afraid to leave a comment if you agree with something, disagree with something, want to correct us on something, or if you just want to call one of us an Uber. Let us know in the comments. Just make sure you keep it a C note. And please share this video with someone that likes to talk sports and entertainment just like you so that we can all talk that talk together. As always, I am your boy Brown. To the left of me, we got
your boy John.
Please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell everybody. Keep it a C note. We holla at y'all. This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da.